Law of attraction is dangerous for girls with autism, ADHD, substance abuse problems, or really any mental health issues. And here's 5 reasons why. I could write a whole fucking thesis about this. I talk about it all the time. So the first one is that we're susceptible to increased vulnerability. So us girlies with mental health issues are constantly looking for something to solve it. So we're going to be more susceptible to falling for a law of attraction. We can easily be misled that these quick fixes will fix everything for us, even though we've been working on this our whole lives. Reason number 2, exacerbation of blame and shame. Law of attraction is built off the whole premise that you are responsible for everything that fucking happens in your life and taking self-accountability. So if you have mental illness, you're probably already really shitting on yourself, and it's just going to make that part worse. And it can also turn to really harsh self-blame when things go worse for us. I know I personally have struggled, and during my brief period with law of attraction, with thinking like I caused everything bad that was happening in my life, and sometimes that's simply not true. It should happen. Number 3, discourages practical application. Isn't that relatable? So if you just sit there thinking positive all the time, it can discourage certain individuals from taking actual action. I think this is especially harmful for girls with ADHD like me, where taking practical application and getting started on the work can already be hard enough. It's like really problematic for people with ADHD who already struggle with executive function and planning. I'm just saying. Number 4, well, it sets unrealistic expectations. So, I mean, like, it's telling people anything can be achieved just by positive thoughts alone. That's unrealistic, we know that. You can't sit on your fucking couch ordering DoorDash sushi every day and not working and expect to have $2 million in the bank. It's just not gonna fucking happen. You can't expect the man or woman of your dreams to show up if you're just home and never leave the house. So it's not practical to think that you can just be positive all the time and anything could happen. Number 5, it isolates you from your support networks. Law of attraction usually tells you to isolate yourself from, and so that you can avoid negative influences, which leads a lot of individuals to self-isolate and isolate themselves from supportive communities, or to think they're not being supportive because they don't see the vision that they want, so they have to stop talking to them. It stops them from getting help. Again, if you have depression or anxiety, it's particularly harmful. And reason number 6, my favorite, I talk about all the time, exploitation by charlatans. I talk all the time about how not everybody on this app is actually what they say they are. There are a lot of people who are unscrupulous. They're unscrupulous individuals claiming to be healers or spiritual gurus when they're not. The simplicity and appeal of law of attraction can make individuals specifically with mental health issues prime targets for exploitation. I always joke that I'm really susceptible to joining a cult, but seriously. And it also makes, it can lead to financial exploitation or emotional manipulation too, which I've had a lot of my clients come from people that thing was happening. Ultimately, it made me feel unwell. It made me feel all of these things, and this data that I just pulled, a lot of it coming from Psychology Today and Lifehack, and research about online support groups. It just makes sense. And I'm not gonna shit on anyone, but the law of attraction coaches that I knew behind the scenes had a lot of their own problems. If you knew what their lives were really like in most ways, I don't think you would actually want their advice.